The life of a criminal is always thought to be a choice, a decision made by someone who wishes to take the easy road in life. Well, I should tell you there's nothing easy about it. The city of Soulbade is filled with the lost, the downtrodden, the forgotten. Yet songs are sung about the mighty guilds that rule the shadows there. The Silent Boot, the Blade Guilds, the Hut of Outcasts, and the Arcane Malefactorum are four houses known to reign over the underworld. Many will lie, steal, and kill just to get into one of the four guilds. And once you're in, many would kill to take your place. To rise from the ruin and the struggle. To be a guild member with a name and a reputation filled with fear and respect. However, everything comes with a price often paid in blood.
Hello everybody, once again, time for Demon Gate on Blades and Blasters. This is episode 11 of Blood Money. Thank you for joining us. Tonight we have Halaha, played by Matt, and Velt, played by Emma, Ivo, played by Aki, and Rattles, played by Ghost. And this is a quickly put together game, so I don't have everything pre-prepared. So this should be fun. The dark city of Soulbait is stuck in a cold night for the next 3 months. After the small band of guild members were sent away to race Farah Carradon to the east, a mysterious letter arrived at the guild headquarters. It stated as such: "It is with the utmost haste we request a representative of the guild in regards to our recent ceasefire. A matter has arisen that requires cooperation from one highly skilled in the mystic arts by the name of Grass. We expect that this representative will meet with us in 2 days' time in the sewer links beneath Copper Lane. Be certain they are not a practicing necromancer. We have little patience for those that may attempt something foolhardy. Consider this meeting vitally essential to our continued partnership." The guild archangels toiled over this letter, and Grass knew it might be a trap, as did a few others. Thus the letter was dismissed by all but Otep. He couldn't let it go that there might be something to it, that there might be a way to unite more into their strength. For their strength is numbers, and they would need it to fight the black armies. Otep took some of his finest fighters and disguised himself as Grass using a mask spell. He took with him Valeas the Swordmaster, Yolor the Ogre Monk, Koto the Scout, and a few more. They were attacked by Vazamu the Molfeed Assassin of the Obsidian Scythe and some of his men. Koto's quick eye saved Otep from getting killed from the shadows. The fight was brutal and fierce. In its end, Otep fell unconscious, dropping the mask spell and any enchantments he had on him. Vazamu then noticed that it was not Grass. This was not his intended target. Before he could call the retreat, an enraged ogre monk crushed him with a furious combo attack that sent his lifeless body into the sewer wall. Beleus finished off the remaining necromancers and assassins with his quick blades, and as they turned to regard their leader, he fell. The poison on Vazamu's blade was deadly. They raced Otep's body back to the guild, and he has remained in a coma ever since, thanks to the quick work of his people and his gods. In the meantime, Carradon Manor fell under attack as Ivo and several guards that watched over Lord Carradon and his son fought to protect the Lord. In the end, he was dragged through a portal to the Shadow Realm. Ivo noticed that all the relics from the library were stolen along with the Lord and his son, and went in to investigate the matter. His secrets are his own, though. As the guild members returned from their journey across the Sea of Spears, the fleet of the Black Armies was not far behind. Finally, we return to our story, where all have returned to the guild after their adventures, all except one. But Rattles has other things on his mind. So, I think we are going to go to the scene in Otep's bedchamber first, if you guys are cool with that.
Sure.
And that way Ivo can let everybody know what he does. There are some other players that have gathered in there around Otep's bed as well, but they can't really play tonight. But they'll be in the background. And Ivo, you can go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, sounds good. Ivo has spent a great deal of time since he returned from the fifth dimension. A rather quick trip across the rooftops, but time flew differently there. With days wasted in Otep here, only able to be kept barely alive by the rather less considerable skills of Amaranth compared to Ivo. Only just barely alive. But Ivo has returned, his various concoctions, tools, and vials placed around the room in a smattering of alchemical genius in his mind. He takes various vials, draws blood, fills them, tests them with various other materials before eventually finding the real problem. The damage has largely been done, and only small traces of the poison remain in his system. Something that one of his last antidotes will be able to help with, but not necessarily save him altogether. Hopefully, with this and various other ingredients he sourced through guild members such as Gwyn, he will be able to keep Otep alive. And so finally, with Gwyn and Amaranth returned, the others gathered. He gives Otep this dose, a large syringe that he eases into the back of Otep's neck. The crunch sound as it passes through part of a vertebrae, perhaps, or something similar, as he very gently as such a thing can be done, injects him with this blend of antidote and potent alchemical herbs.
And when you do, you notice the rising of his chest and the gasp from his mouth as his eyes seem to flicker for a moment. He and his finger twitches. You do notice the swelling around his kidneys and some of his organs. The blood begins to leak from his wound again, more like the pus. And Amaranth rushes to the side of him as well to kind of open up the wound to let this bile out into a small bowl.
Ivo has been tense, his eyes shifted to a rather deep maroon haze as he watches over the temperatures of Otep as the injection spreads through him. This is good. Seems to be working. Make sure that drains properly. I think he may well live. The pressure on the liver's going down. It's cooling. And the other herbs that I've applied to his body seem to be helping. I think he'll make it.
Amaranth smiles, and she looks back to Gwyn. And Yolor as well walks up with a smile and puts a big hand on Ivo's shoulder and nods to him.
Ivo looks up. My, don't worry. It'll be well soon enough. No need to thank me. This is my job, after all.
After a while, some of the people disperse, and Yolor lays back down. He's been up for several days, kind of guarding. Some people have taken turns and stuff helping, and Gwen and Amaranth kind of disappear after a while, speaking with you guys for a moment, but sharing some sentiments, and they kind of vanish.
I was gonna say, yeah, Gwen would. Oh yeah, we have to decide on her. Oh yeah, we're going over there anyway, aren't we? But Ivo would actually kind of give Amaranth instructions for several drugs as well. Essentially, well, not drugs, not narcotics, but herbal supplements and stuff like that to help Yolor feel less pain, so that he sleeps more easily and such.
All right. Is Halaha in there as well?
Halaha did come back when she found out that everything was going to happen with OTAP. She was very curious. She mostly stands out of the way, back against the wall, arms crossed, as she watches Ivo work his medicinal magics. She doesn't have much of a change on her face when it seems that OTEP's going to live. But inside she's much more content that OTEP is going to survive instead of expire.
Alright. And where does everybody disappear to after this?
Ivo, in particular, was gonna, because I think Halaha still has business. It's a while before they meet up, so his plan is to go gather up the other archangels for a briefing of what he encountered.
Okay.
Halaha's. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, if Halaha's going to the Black Altar, then Belle is going as well.
Halaha is indeed going to the Black Altar.
Alright. You guys want to do that real quick?
Sure.
Yes, real quick.
45
2 hours
minutes later.
Oh. Is Gwen hanging out here too? I'm gonna bring you over just in case. Everybody's got sight on there?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me get Randall.
Sweet.
We're missing somebody.
Certain special someone.
Is it the zombie baby? Because it's right there.
You had to do away with that, right?
Actually, I don't. I call him Norman Fetus now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
God. My God.
Oh my God.
Christ.
Where's Randall? Where are you at? There's only a few NPCs on here.
Only a few. Just a couple. You can
Here, I
search
was
them.
thinking I was gonna get a zombie baby to make a bomb out of.
You might. I don't know.
Christ.
Barter with me.
Okay. Well, go ahead and I'll find him.
So, Alaha walks with Velt down towards the Black Altar room as her footsteps echo on the stone walls of the Malfactorum. She looks over and says, "Are you sure this is something that you want to witness?"
Val looks over towards Halaha out of the corner of her eyes, continuing to walk forward. Of course. I feel it's only appropriate, seeing that I have doomed him to this destiny.
I don't see it as someone being doomed to this. It is more of extended usefulness.
A wry smile crosses Velt's face. I much prefer to think of him as doomed than simply getting an extended lifetime.
Waha turns and shrugs slightly. Whatever you wish to believe. But I will say the process is, for me, it is quite exciting. I don't know how it will be for you. But if you have any suggestions on what you'd like me to do, I'll take it into consideration.
Suggestions? She asked. I didn't realize that there were options.
Body modifications.
Such as?
Well, I'd like to keep his sight so he may see. But other things can be removed. Or sewn into other places. For aesthetic purposes.
She kind of looks down a little towards the floor as if in consideration, but then a disappointed expression crosses her face. I think not. Simply leave him as he is.
Fine. Halaha doesn't seem as amused that Val does not want to participate in any sort of body modifications or sick fantasies she might want to work out. But she continues to walk, and they eventually arrive at the Black Altar room, seeing Randall and his bloated corpse. It's a little over 7 days now that it's been here. Stench is quite awful in the room.
Yeah, Val walks over towards his body, running her fingers along some of the cuts that she made in order to kill him, specifically the one in his armpit leading up to his neck. She smiles, seeing him dead once more, almost unbelieving that this has actually happened and that this isn't a dream. However, after a moment, she takes a step back, nodding towards Halaha. Well, do as you must.
She nods and takes out a dagger strapped to her side. She looks over to Darius, gives him a smile and a nod. Are you here to watch, or are you here to participate, Darius?
He looks down at the body for a moment, and you know that he has been like keeping watch over it, and has even released some of the fluids as the bloating has continued over the time being. But he's kind of gathering his tools up. You can see on a table, and he says, "I shall leave it to you. I have other business to attend to, my lady."
Of course, but before you go, there is. She reaches out and takes his arm. Regarding the incoming threat of the Vitagi, I thought it might be pertinent for all of us to start acquiring more corpses to fill the catacombs out. Be prepared for whatever incursion is coming.
That's a great idea. In fact, we have already gathered some,
Oh?
indeed, some of the plague victims, and before they could be burned, and some remains from the cemetery. But that is another task, for it is heavily guarded.
We should do this then sooner rather than later. I was thinking of purchasing some slaves from the market. We can do with them what we must. I feel as though my powers over the undead have grown severely lately. I have a feeling I could help lead a small contingent if needed.
He smiles, and he looks you over for a moment, and he says, "Your powers have grown. I bear witness to this."
Maybe I could show you sometime.
He looks past you to Velt after the comment, and he says, "Indeed." More quietly, "I will leave you to it."
Halaha gives a smirk to Darius and says, I will see you later, Darius. Have a good evening.
He nods to Velt as he passes.
No, Velt just watches him as he walks away, and then turns to Halaha. Must you flirt with every man you come across?
She looks back to Velt, cocks an eyebrow, and says, yes, of course.
She just rolls her eyes a little bit. Very well.
Halaha goes over and looks over Randall, and she takes out a small, looks like a brush with a little feather at the end. She takes out an ink pot when she starts painting small symbols over Randall's body. She does start to, I'm assuming he's already stripped down because he's been bloating, right?
Yeah.
She starts painting over his body, and she looks back and to Velt and says, you should try it sometime. Like I've said, men are weak. They are easy to manipulate, especially the ones who have more simple feelings.
Velt's expression turns serious as she looks past you towards the body. Perhaps you should focus on the task at hand, Halaha.
I'm always focused, Velt. Can you not multitask? And she says that. She gets down to Randall's crotch area. She brings out that knife again. She looks back to Velt and says, are you sure you don't want a souvenir?
I want nothing from the man that made me suffer so much, except to see him suffer.
Alright. And Halaha still castrates the man, discarding his parts to the side. putting them in a small bowl, and says, maybe Ivo will like them for later. I don't know what he's into. And she continues to look at the body. She frowns slightly. He's not going to fit back into his armor.
I
Disappointing.
can buy him new armor.
No, I have a better idea for this one. He doesn't deserve all the pomp and circumstance I usually do for my special undead. And Halaha will take a step back, putting away her brush and ink. And instead of taking hours and hours of careful construction to work on Randall, instead she is going to cast Raise Dead. And she is going to turn Randall into a bloater instead. So when she casts this spell, blackish energy emanates from her hand, swirling around Randall. And you see that he starts to expand in size, getting a little bit taller. His cheeks start to puff up. And as he expands, he's barely recognizable at this point. As he gets off the table, and you see this massive hulk of toxic undead now stumbling about in the black altar room.
Val looks at this new creature with careful consideration. This is not quite what I expected. But it is as we agreed upon. You've kept your end of the deal.
Of course. There is one more thing I wanted to ask you about. And before she does, I need to look on my sheet to see what I need to cast for this. Raise Dead. 3 magical actions. Yes, I think I do have to roll something.
I think bloaters are a little more advanced too. That he might still hold some
Ooh.
memories.
Cool.
That's extra suffering.
Good. Is it will?
Love it.
Must make a necromancy with a number of 5 minimum. That's not bad. But I'm assuming it's +1 for everybody I already control, so it's gonna be a 9. Which isn't too bad. Necromancy. 12. There we go.
Yeah. You can see when Randall starts to swell and this flesh starts to kind of bloat and extend. When it gets off the table, it's very violent at first too. And as like he starts to look around, and for a moment, Vel, you could see that same look in his eyes that you remember. And he looks towards you both with like anger in his face. But Halaha can take control of that.
Yeah, she sees that there's still those memories in his face. She's about to talk to Vel. She turns around and she reaches a hand towards him and then makes a crushing motion, bringing her fingers together into a fist to destroy any free will that he might have had before, making him docile and controllable. She says, sorry, happens sometimes. They come back with their memories, but you just need to crush them under heel, like most men.
Oh, I was wondering what the fuck that noise was.
It's
Jesus
him.
Christ. Velt, as she sees the look of recognition cross across this creature's face. She smiles again and even chuckles slightly at his misfortune. But then, as his face pacifies, once Halaha kind of reaches out and squashes that, she turns to her. Even after doing that, are his memories still there?
I do not honestly know. They could be. Usually they are quite a blank slate, but if you would like to imagine that they are there, then yes, they are.
I will. It will
Good.
be nice knowing that he is a prisoner trapped inside this creature's body.
He will stay mostly down here until the fighting begins. He is too dangerous to take out with the others. But there is one other thing, like I said, I wanted to ask you. She turns to face Felt. The note. Is my brother in the city?
I do not know. I imagine most likely not. But as I was finally taking some time to read and remember and relax, my mind drifted back to a conversation that I heard your brother had. Some of the other recruits were talking about why they were trying to become demon hunters, why they were training. Many, like myself, were simply orphans, and the opportunity to pass under an experienced demon hunter like Arthur was simply too good to pass up. So they started training. Your brother had a similar answer to many others, in that he said there was someone back home he wanted to take care of. But after the conversation we had, I simply recontextualized what he said and realized that he was not trying to provide for you or care for you. He was trying to kill you.
There's a brief moment that Felt catches where Alaha, she looks nervous. Her breath hitches slightly. Her eyes widen. And a mixed look of most sadness and fear across her face before she snaps back to a more neutral. She takes a deep breath and says, I did not expect this. It is difficult to believe why he would want to do this to me.
What did you expect? He left to train as a demon hunter because he disapproved of your necromancy. Is that not what you told me?
Yes. There were a few reasons, mostly the fact that he did not approve of me as a person in general. I think he found that our relations were wrong, sinful. I always thought that maybe one day he'd just come back to me, and that it'd be the same. She looks down at the ground, placing her hands on her hips, and I will be in my quarters if you need me. I have much thinking to do. And she turns and makes her way out fairly quickly.
Very well. And as Halaha goes, Velt approaches Randall's zombified corpse, running a finger along the stretches of skin, and just the new disgusting visage of her old enemy. And she smiles, and we'll say it fades to black. But not like your guys' fade to black.
And you take his dick in the cup? No.
Alright. Is is Rattles back yet?
I don't think so.
Alright, we can jump to Ivo if he's not back yet.
No.
Christ.
Maybe we should wait for Rattles.
Yeah.
He shouldn't take too much longer.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to show you Norman Fetus. No.
Right there.
And you didn't ask about the Vitagi bodies.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was a bit distracted by that other information. Oh, we'll talk about it later. It's fine.
Oh, does Ivo want Halaha and Velt in this meeting, or you just...
Halaha, yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay.
coming to my
Shit, if
quarters.
Felt's or not.
Yeah.
Halaha's a candidate for Archangel, so. And by now he would have found out.
Wait, what?
Isn't she? I thought she was.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Do we not? Oh.
We
There's a scene that I think that Ivo wants to get together the Archangels.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Halaha was trying to get herself made an Archangel.
Yes.
Okay.
But as are a lot of people right now.
Yeah. But that's part of why he considered it. Is he wants her around if she's going to be trying to do that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't announced, I guess, the candidates. There's definitely 3 of them that have been voted more than others have. So probably at the meeting we can do that, and then the next game we'll introduce who actually wins. Because I guess we can revote. Everybody will just revote for the one of the 3 candidates.
Yeah.
The most popular. So
Ivo does not want to be Archangel. He's got too much shit to do. He is way too fucking busy.
Yeah.
He has like 4 hours a day to himself other than crafting and research time. And that's it. And then the rest is sleep. And
Oh,
the
he's
rest is
back.
Get up, make
He's
stuff,
back.
learn things. Oh.
He's back. All right, here we go. We're gonna jump over to Rattles. Everybody should have. All right. All right. So it is nighttime, of course, everywhere. But things still go, on as normal during those daytime hours and stuff. And it's a little bit lighter. I guess it would be a good way to explain it, kind of like the eternal night of the North, and Alaska and stuff. But what's going on with Rattles? We'll say Arizat has been visiting for a while, yeah. And he says that I believe he said he was going to go look for a place with the smugglers, or talk to the smugglers and take the slaves that he had purchased. Talk about getting them out of the city, or the youngest daughter, and saving her. So he's leaving to go do that, and he kind of waves farewell to you.
Rattles will shut the door behind him and then go back and sit at his table, drinking his wine as he looks at the shut door.
And you notice Mia doesn't. Mia comes back into the room and brings with her a pitcher of water and sets it down. She looks over to Rattles and says, "So, are you still thinking about getting rid of me?"
Choice is yours to make. I would pay for your passage, send you with the other slave girl Erzat brought in. But I can make you do nothing, it seems. A rather disobedient slave.
Well, I wish to stay with you. And I'd make a good fighter. You see.
That true. I suspect you would not be here in my home.
He drinks from his wine.
Well, perhaps you can train me.
I could not show you to do the things that I do. It is a result of my condition. I know not how to fight any better than a barroom brawler.
I know you've been going to the gladiator pits and fighting there. And you must be a good fighter.
It's only because they cannot kill me.
He shows some old wounds that he has, bone healing over.
These would kill a lesser man.
She looks over them and kind of traces her finger over them. And you notice this is pretty much like the first time she's touched you, you know. And then there's a knock at the door. She kind of pulls her hand away quickly. And you hear kind of a booming, deep voice. Is this the home of Rattles?
I recognize it.
No, you haven't heard this one before.
He looks at the door and he squints and he looks to me and he whispers,
Go to the kitchen. Do not come out.
And she nods and fetches a knife, you notice, before she gets into the back room.
and he stands up and he walks around the table, doesn't come to the door.
Who knocks at my door as if they are part of the Red Guard?
Ah, not the Red Guard. The name's Bulmore, Helmunder. I'm from the mining clan. I was told that maybe you could help me.
He'll walk over to the door and he keeps a hand on one of his pistols in his waistband, but he opens the door slightly and looks at whoever's outside.
You notice 3 dwarves. Two of them are wearing leather armor, and I think one of them you've seen before, probably at the pit fights. This guy Grizzle here, scar on his face. You've probably seen him fight before, and you kind of thought he might be with the Blade Guild. The other 2 you haven't really noticed before. And Balmore seems a little bit on the wealthier side, perhaps a merchant or something, wearing some fine furs. And Balmore says, "It's good to see you," and he looks you up and down, like kind of shocked at the first impression. Well met, and he puts his arm out to shake.
Looks down at the hand and he'll take it.
What is it you think I can assist you with, Mr. Helmunder?
Well, I'm a good friend of Bojaka and some of the smugglers. Looks around, making sure nobody's near, nearby. Perhaps I could come in and talk to you for a minute.
Yes, that would be better than being outside.
He opens the door more, looking around to the outside. He gestures over to the table.
I just shared a meal with some associates of mine. There is still some food on the table, unpicked, and a jug of wine next to the water. Help yourselves.
He closes the door behind them.
Hello?
Oh, sorry, I'm muted.
I had a feeling.
He nods to you and thanks, and one of the others grabs up the food pretty quickly, like he hasn't eaten in a while. And you notice he kind of smacks him on the shoulder. To slow down a bit there. Maybe share with the others, why don't you? By the gods, Gratarok, you're getting fat enough. And then he sits down and he says, in the mines, I believe you've been talking to a friend of mine. He told you about the sounds that we've been hearing down there.
Yes, the cartographer.
He sits down. And
Well, he did mention the noise.
We believe that it might be either shadow elves or maybe pale dwarfs. Either of those prospects frightens me, for we've been down there for years mining for the city. But I have quite a bit of gold saved up from the years of my mining. And I figure you might be able to help us create a trade route and sneak us some of the gold out of here.
So you wish to be a part of the arrangement that I have with Borjaka?
Indeed. And I'd, of course, be offering my services up to you as well. I have several dwarfs and several fighters under my employ, if you would need us for the upcoming fight.
And Rattles kind of rubs his chin. And
I will reach out to Borjaka. I see no reason why you should not also profit. The larger our ring, the more we can generate in terms of income. But I will also take you up on your offer. Good hired help is hard to come by, and I find myself in need of some such associates as of late.
He nods and he says, and begging your pardon, but I do know you're from the Manufactorum as well. And not but a couple of days ago, we ran into one of your boys. He said he was fleeing from the guild, said there was much troubles there, much danger. Said he had been dropped down, labeled a traitor, dropped down into a pit with a tyrant spider his friend was eaten, but he survived and broke his arm. He's been hiding out with our guild for some next 2 days.
he leans back, kind of thinks on it.
What is his value to you?
He says, well, I promised to help him and keep him safe and keep him fed. But he also says he's got some secrets. Some kind of damning secret that the guild won't listen to. Something about your archangels or the leaders of the guild. Something you might want to hear, I suppose.
Bring this man to me quietly.
I will, sir. And I'll leave this to you, but he pulls out a pouch of coin, you can tell, and drops it on the table, and he says, if we can sneak some of my gold out on a wagon to Dalewind, I'd much appreciate it.
According to Dalewind, I already have a few heading with it. I can ensure that your money and whoever you wish to escape from this place can join it.
Good then. Well, I'll bring your boy Worm by. What was his name? He looks over at the others. The others are still stuffing their faces, and they kind of shake their head. He's like, yeah, I'll bring Worm by.
Quietly. In the dark.
Indeed. And he gets up to kind of grasp your arm.
And he stands and shakes his, and he says,
Being part of the guild, I am not at liberty to reveal any secrets. But by the same token, I am also not able to disrepute anything he has told you. Be wary who you trust, but in this you have trusted the right man.
Well, good then. Borjocki's a shady fellow, but he gets the job done.
Yes, his loyalty is to coin, and that is useful.
And he nods, and the others get up, and they take off. And with that, we're going to run back over to the guild house here. Unless you have anything else.
nope.
All right. Are we doing the bedroom, or are we going to the guild meeting?
Whichever. Actually, probably the bedroom, because he feels like that would be more secure.
Okay.
And if there's been leaks, like he's found out there have been, he wants the Archangels somewhere super secure, and he knows Yolor's room is probably about the best place for that. He also wants to keep an eye on, Otep. Well, he can,
Oh, okay. We're going to Otep's bedroom.
Yeah, Otep's room, sorry.
Not Halaha's yet.
I was thinking Halaha's bedroom.
Oh, that scene. No, I think that's after the meeting. It's always business
Put a
first.
curtain over that.
Pomegranate. There's no pomegranates here.
The real reason I'm playing tonight.
Fuck yeah. The real reason you watch this shit.
God. That's
It's
all.
a
Let us
bunch
know
of
if we should
DJ
start an
coon
only.
here.
Let us know if we should start an OnlyFans in the comments.
Start an OnlyFans. ERP only.
If you pay me, I'll do it.
Christ. All right.
All right. Is Velt in this meeting?
I think it's,
No.
Isn't it just Ivo and the Archangels?
Unless
do
the
you
Archangels
want-
want anyone else to come along and stuff. I mean,
Mm.
Oh, okay. This is the bedroom before that meeting. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, this is the meeting in this. So this is the meeting with the Archangels, but it's in Otep's bedroom.
yeah, he wants to do it at
Mhm.
Otep's room because he feels like that would be pretty secure.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he knows no one is going to try shit in Otep's room.
Cool.
So,
Alright. So
And
you
the
said
other guild members wouldn't want to disturb them. They know better than to go in there, given Otep's current state. So.
the boyfriend is here.
Hey.
All right, so Grass, Yolor, Darius, and Veleus, and Ivo.
And if they wanted Halaha there. So,
Yeah, you wanted Halaha there, right?
yeah, he's presuming
True.
he would ask that he would tell them anyone they think's important enough to bring along for a very vital brief. But his suggestion would be that Halaha comes along.
Okay. Yeah, let's put Halaha there then.
Oh, okay.
Grass
Oh.
will definitely invite her.
Okay.
Yeah, given what Ivo found out, he presumed as much as well. So.
All right, Veleus walks in. Veleus is kind of probably the last one to enter, and he looks like he's been sweating and jogging or something. He walks in and, what is this meeting about, Ivo?
Well, now that we're all here, I need to brief you on what happened at the manor to Cairdu. And not to mention, there's something vital there that I need to retrieve. I was hoping to assemble a team for this. But I'm getting ahead of myself. And he kind of stands for a moment, kind of looks around the room, his eyes shifting colors as he casts astral detection and such. Does another full sweep of the room just in case. Before he then sits back down alongside Otep. He has several kind of vials that are set, essentially, not quite like an IV, but literal like syringed vials, like in Otep's chest, that seem to slowly go down every now and again. And he seems to be watching that and such as he continues to converse.
Make a perception check. Everybody actually that's in there can do that.
Oh, good. My
For
best
sure.
skill.
Pusuchu.
Oh. Oh.
Nidus. All right, Ivo. When you're you're looking around the chamber and everything, do you notice that there is an invisible creature lingering on the wall, hiding in the corner of the room? One of the imps.
Yeah, Ivo kind of looks over that way. And you, out for this important business?
Grass looks over, and in the direction that you're looking, kind of his yellow eyes flash, and he hisses, and you can see really quickly the invisible creature knocks over a few things, a couple of cups, and it scatters, vanishing out the door. I hate those things.
I must admit they are useful, though.
Yeah, it's useful for unethical spying on the guild members. Sure.
Gwen should keep her toys to herself.
Indeed.
Well, the more the merrier to keep watch over Otep, I say. Regardless, it seems to have already acted as a deterrent against assassins, hasn't it? He kind of looks Grass's way for a moment, but only briefly. Regardless, about the briefing. The ones behind the attack on the manor were the Red Guard, led by their captain. It was a
Godric.
mess, to say the least. Yes.
The
I believe that was the
shapeshifter.
name. Shapeshifter?
Yes, he's been. She looks around and she looks to Darius. You remember the interrogation with the Templar? We learned that the one who heads the Red Guard has been replaced by a shapeshifter of sorts.
Ivo puts his head in his hand for a moment, or chin in his hand, I mean to say. That explains a great deal, then.
Yeah, he seems to think about it deeply for a moment, and then he looks over to, kind of shares a look between Beleus and Grass, kind of a worried look for a moment, and he says, "Yes, I recall that."
We had told Otep, informed him of what we knew. This was not secret information, as far as I knew.
Well, it's good to know then. That does explain a great deal as to why they struck the way they did. Quite fast, looking to disrupt any attempts to guard Cairden. They've taken both him and his son to the 5th dimension. They seem to be maintaining a portal there, and presumably in the Red Keep. They're using it for travel, but time is different there. I was only there for perhaps a few hours. A short scouting foray, and I arrived days later. Thus the reason I wasn't here to tend to Otep sooner.
Grass kind of paces around thinking, the Shadow Realm.
Yes. Quite busy on their side. The Red Keep in that realm, is a mirror of ours, as is much everything else. The manor itself turned to a temple of sorts. Various ritualistic preparations, it seems like, probably for the portal. They must have opened it on their side.
You mean from within the Shadow Realm?
Presumably. Unless they somehow were able to open it before I reached the point where they had. I had to fight off a great deal of imps in the process, flooding out from the realm, but I made it through fine enough. I followed their caravan, holding Cairden, as well as his son, and he looks incredibly spiteful and practically spits the word as he continues. And the damn artifacts. His entire archive has been stolen. The amount of magical goods there. Well, suffice to say, they could give us a great edge against the Scythe.
Halaha chimes in. The only issue is that time works differently, and we're not sure how long until the battle. If we
Yes, well.
attempted to go inside, we could show up after everything is burned.
This is perhaps true. The question is, though, why open the portal? Why travel through that realm? Well, because it's the only way they could escape notice here. And if time flows differently, they must be just as eager to get out of there, I think. And he looks to Grass. I would like you to try and scry for Cairden. I still have samples of his blood and such from when I was treating him. You can do this, I assume.
His eyes flash, and you can see he licks his lips too when you mention that you have his blood. And he says, yes. I would enjoy a sample of royal blood.
As I thought you might. I felt the same way. Always good to keep things on hand from patients. And he turns and opens a small box of his alchemical goods, essentially pulling it out from a pack. And he takes a small vial from it and passes it over to Grass. I believe they will likely enough be holding him here. If they were to hold him in the Shadow Realm, well, they might lose far too much time. Although it would be much more secure.
What does the Red Guard want with relics at the house?
I cannot say for sure. But if this spy is working for the Scythe, he may be searching for something in particular. And Ivo It's interesting. He seems about to say something, but almost brushes over it. But, as I said, just about all of the things there may prove useful to either side. Things that are quite vital to keep from our enemy.
And
Not to mention Verdun himself, I suppose. Though without his archive and all his goods, I don't see how much use he could be.
Grass nods. He's losing his usefulness, but his blood may still be of use.
Indeed. If the fact that the Red Guard kidnapped Kherdun themselves and that their leader was a shapeshifter spy, and he looks for, one of the rare times with a smile to those around the room, their standing would fall most ungraciously.
You notice Valeas, he kind of shifts, and one of his hands on his hip, and he's like, that night at the party, Soldites were released into the fight. Do you remember this, Halaha?
I do. Yes.
I believe that Soldites dwell within the Shadow Realm. Perhaps they've had this portal for quite some time already.
Halaha thinks for a moment and kind of looks up.
Oh, big are bridges between the Shadow Realm. Is it a direct copy of our world?
Well, from what I saw, it was indeed quite similar. The Red Keep, which is where they took them, was almost identical. The layout pretty much the same. So unless they've done some massive change to the interior, I think I have an idea of where they may be holding him. Though they could have basements, of course.
Halaha, she shakes her head.
No, I'm not thinking about this. When we were in Mianwu, guiding the Farah, the daughter of Kherdun, to her lover, pirates attempted to kidnap her under the name of the Obsidian Scythe. They attempted to take her from us, but of course we easily dispatched of them. But my concern, as it did seem like the captain of the ship that we were on wanted to get back quickly, you saw all those ships that were coming towards Soulbait. What if they are using that portal as well to have enemies come out of? Almost a two-front attack.
I see what you mean. I believe that would make sense. If they have one portal, then they could easily set up others. And to note, the inhabitants of the Shadow Realm were quite loath to cross them. They kept quite a distance.
Darius, he's kind of rubbing his beard with his fingers, and so you wish to take a small group and infiltrate the Red Guard.
Yes, the keep itself. We have a general idea of the layout from when we rescued Amaranth. Although I'm sure they must have lower levels. They'd be fools not to. If we can secure Kherdun, I suppose he might have some use, but the real goal is the magical artifacts, his archive, and any tomes he may have that we could expand our library with. But Ivor pauses and kind of looks to them all. There's something I wish for in particular. Something Kherdun allowed me to research while I was there. It could prove most useful.
You feel like an itch when you start to talk about it, like something in your head, and then that demon voice says, Do not tell them about the mask.
And within his own mind, Ivo's voice echoes, "Do you think I am a fool? I mustn't know. But do not worry." Ivo, having kind of looked away for a moment, seeming to consider himself.
Allah will chime in. Veld is already gathering information on this captain of the guard. She's commissioned Erzat to attempt to find him, and it seems like she will go with some others to attempt to take him out. I've offered 2 of my own guard to go, for I am busy here.
I'm loath to wait on this. If they are able to smuggle those out of the city, then we won't be able to get to them. I'd say the sooner we can prepare a small squad, get in there, get out, that is the best route.
Go tonight then. Grass chimes in. Take the demon hunter. And, why not take Rattles as well? He's, tough in a fight, is he not? He looks over to Halaha when he says that.
Halaha stiffens and her demeanor changes. And she says,
Is this going to the Shadow Realm?
She quickly turns to Ivo.
Or
No.
is-
No, of course not. We cannot waste the time, as you've said. Once Grass has scryed Cairdoon's location, that will reveal whether he's in the Shadow Realm or not. But again, Cairdoon is not the priority. It is these artifacts. And if we do get there, and it seems that we must cross over, then I will do my utmost to do it quietly and quickly. You can wait here, if you please.
She takes a deep breath and says,
I will send my men with you. I have research to do on the lantern. I'm sure Darius and I are close to finishing, but I can spare no time.
I don't know if anyone wants to make some sort of perception check. She's lying at her ass.
I was curious enough to do that, I think. Since he's counting on her ability to keep a lot of the guards distracted with those undead. What?
Ooh, what is
Is that
it?
just perception?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is it? Charisma, willpower to...
Charisma.
I have a -1 to this, okay.
Oh,
You
my.
have detect lies. That also counts.
Yep!
Grass is like looking at Halaha suspiciously, and he's like, where has Rattles been lately?
Who knows?
Perhaps you should go with him and use your influences, my dear.
She clicks her teeth and
This would be such a useful situation for him, I must agree. As I've said before, the Scythe enjoy their poisons as I do, and he is resilient. A good vanguard. That
fine.
seems to keep a lingering eye on Halaha before breaking away.
She exhales slowly and just nods.
Fine, I'll go. I'm not going into the Shadow Realm, though.
Of course.
Grass steps closer to Halaha and kind of offers his hand to her.
She takes it and looks up to him.
He says, and he is a good fighter. He will protect you, I'm sure.
He will protect me.
And Veld as well.
Sure.
She looks very uncomfortable with the prospect of going, it seems, with Rattles.
Beleus, he's got this weird smirk on his face while he's like watching the whole interaction, and he says, he's leaning against the wall, and he says, Rattles has shown promise in the pit fights. I've heard about his prowess in battle, yet I have not had the pleasure of practicing with him.
He has been keeping to himself lately, hasn't he? Though I cannot blame him, I do much the same.
Hmm.
Beleus says, well then, if there's nothing else, Darius stops him and says, there is something else. The candidates,
Mhm.
there are 3 that could take over Otep's place for the time being. Halaha is one of them. She has received many votes, as has Gwyn. And Rattles.
And Halaha kind of stands, and her voice is a hiss, and she says, "It cannot be Rattles."
This is interesting. I would not have expected. How many do the votes stand at?
I do not know the exact count. So that
Sorry, what? I
What was
think
that?
it
You
cut
cut
out.
out at the end.
he said he didn't know the exact count, and then he says these are the 3 that have been voted the most. There will be another vote after the preliminaries.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Halaha. She crosses her arms and debates on what to say next. And she looks up to the other archangels and Yolor and says, "I do not think that Rattles will fit as an archangel in this place."
Grass crunches up what's left of his nose, and I agree. It should not be Rattles. He is barely
Really?
ever here.
Yes, I suppose, but do you not think, and he glances at Halaha with a half smile before looking Grass in the eyes, do you not think it would be a most important position? Something that would keep him busy for now with the guild. I think it would be useful to get him more involved, don't you?
Oh.
Veleus says, is he thinking of leaving the guild or something?
I need to make a roll. I don't know.
I was just watching Halaha squirm.
I need to make a willpower roll or something. No. She's big mad. She's big mad. No, I'm not gonna make a willpower roll for this. She's too mad about it. She looks up to the archangels and says, "This is going to sound as if I am bitter, if I am attempting to sabotage his own votes. I have no exact hard proof of this. I have no physical evidence." But she looks over to Otep and to Grass and says, "I have strong feelings that this assassination attempt on Grass was orchestrated by Rattles."
They all kind of, a few of them actually look shocked. Grass doesn't, of course. He
I will
smiles.
put his chin on his fist. She did tell me about it earlier. So it is not as if she's trying to earn votes here. But I do think that if it was him that orchestrated Grass's attempted death, and if he is leaking information, there's no better way for us to keep an eye on him and assess him than making him an archangel.
Valeus raises an eyebrow. Make him an archangel for attempting to kill one of the other guild members. That is punishment by one of the prime convictions.
I never said we don't have to punish him.
Like I said, I don't have proof of this. I had spoken to him at one point recently.
She looks over to Grass.
He was angered by some markings he saw on my leg. And
Of all the pathetic things to try and assassinate someone over. Jilted
jealousies.
love.
Yes.
Grass is smiling at you the whole time, like looking at your eyes. But you can see, like, almost like he's totally appreciating this, you know, loving it, you know. And he says, well, you should take him with you. With tonight. If he dies, he dies.
I doubt he will. He is extremely strong. I doubt much could kill him.
This is my thinking. Make use of him. We could kill him, of course. We could punish him however you please, but we should at least do so in a useful manner, don't you think?
It's up to the archangels at
Besides,
this point.
I would request, archangels, that punishment or not, if he is going to be kept or killed, I would rather keep him alive for materials. He regenerates quite swiftly, and that amount of bone is not easy to come by.
Valeus looks suspicious and has his arms crossed, and he says, how interesting that when you say he's one of the candidates, that Halaha brings out this news, that he's attempting to kill one of the other guild members.
I cannot say whether it's true or not. It's merely what she told me.
She speaks again.
Like I said, I have no proof of this. That does sound like I am bitter. But
She holds her breath for a moment.
I could not in good conscience have him be one of the candidates. I didn't bring this up earlier. I feared I would be blamed for his actions, for it was because of me that he did this, I assume. If it is him.
Grass nods and smiles. I would have done it. For you.
Thank you, Grass. If you will, if you can, keep eyes on me tonight. I don't know if you will speak of this to me. I doubt it, but to save on manpower in attempting to find out if it was him or not, because I am not saying execute him on my world alone, for I am one woman. Let's see what he says. Judge for yourselves.
I'll be watching you, my dear. He kind of pets your face. Anything else?
I don't know, but Ivo is watching Yolor in particular. From the moment Halaha spills the beans about him potentially being behind the whole thing with Otep.
Yolor's, his eyes fell to the ground, and he looked more sad than anything else. But he's, of course, been quiet because he doesn't talk.
Interesting.
Another reason he probably wouldn't make a good archangel.
Hmm.
He's like Otep's pet more than anything. But yeah, he looks more sad and watches Otep's body. And Darius kind of nods and says, well then, get ready.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I am prepared as always, but we should leave soon. A few hours from now, as soon as it is near nightfall.
Does anybody know where Rados lives?
I believe Ivo found out because he's been getting info from Erzat.
Velt's been there before.
It's true.
Okay.
I feel like Halaha's been there at least a few times.
Nope.
Oh yeah, you only came to
Yeah, I
her
don't
place.
think she has. No.
Yep.
She just knows there's some bitch whore of a slave.
Nah, she doesn't care about that slave anymore.
She doesn't? Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't care about him anymore.
Yeah, before they leave, Halaha looks to Ivo and says, I think we will have to delay our plans. I need to speak with Grass before we go.
Very well. As I say, it as you please.
Of course.
This
Don't
is a
stress
secret.
too much.
Oh,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
Sorry, is this a secret meeting between you and Grass?
This was the, the meeting where I spill beans.
Oh, okay.
Because Halaha feels that things might come out depending on what happens, and she doesn't want Grass to freak out.
Okay, cool. Let's do that one real quick then. Real quick.
Quote unquote, real quick.
It's fine. It'll be a
So
quick
sorry.
stealth mission.
Stealth with zombies? The fuck?
Well, I mean, that's up to you.
They don't stealth.
All right. How's this? How's
Good. Everything's been a bit cleaned up. She had previously shattered her vanity before weeks ago when she had fought with Rattles, quote unquote. Much of her, I would say, bedchambers has been replaced by new furniture, one purchased, but we might have to. I was gonna say we might have to go to Grass's room because I don't actually. I don't want imps watching. My place is not safe.
Right? No.
Okay, Grass's room.
Yeah. Her room is plush. His is cold.
Yeah, he's got it well guarded from astral creatures. For some reason,
Yeah.
Gwen liked to
Spy.
have those little imps around. I don't think Grass blames her though. He's a spy too. So into the secret entrance you go that nobody knows where it is. Or maybe a couple people do. He takes you into the bedchamber and near his cracked mirror and brushes his hands across your cheek. You will be safe. I will be watching.
I know, Grass. I know. She places her hand on his, and looks to him, big eyes, and says, I want to be honest with you. Completely.
He looks worried and takes a step back. Yes.
She takes his hands and pulling him back close. And there's a very... her face changes from usual stoic, smirked expression she has with most people. Alaha's much more soft and expressive with Grass. She looks up to him with a worried expression on her face and says, over the last few months, weeks, it's feel like months, but I have grown to care for you deeply. You know this.
Yes, of course.
She takes a deep breath, nervous, swallowing hard, and looks to him. It was not to start out that way. You remember I have told you that Gwyn and Ivo, Rattles and Velt, thought you a mole to the guild, yes?
Yes.
Well, I said that they asked me to find this out from you, to see if you were. The fight with Rattles, it was staged. It was not real. I did so to become with you.
He looks only like betrayed a minute. He just stares at you for and he says, "But now your feelings have changed for me."
Yes. Yes, Grass. I originally became very afraid of you. I did not know what to do. The others were concerned. I told them you weren't the mole. Because, well, you're not. And they grew concerned about my own fears. And I decided to stay. But my feelings have changed very much. You have become a part of me at this point, and I could not see my life now without you. I know your mother and other people in your life have lied to you. I was tired of... I did not want to be one of those people anymore. I'm sorry.
He looks you up and down. And he says, "I told you before how I worshipped you and wanted you from the shadow. I knew I didn't deserve you. But now I know that we are meant to be together."
Halaha smiles very genuinely, pulls Grass in for a tight hug. Thank you. I was afraid of what you might have said. I've been scared for weeks, to tell you.
As he's hugging you, you can see the mirror. He kind of stares towards the, and you can feel him squeeze you a little bit harder. And he says, "Don't ever betray me."
And she looks to him.
If you feel the need to keep eyes on me at all times, please do. I am not opposed to this anymore.
He squeezes a little bit harder on you. I would burn this whole city to...
Grace,
And, he pulls away from you for a moment and goes to kiss you.
She brings him in close.
says, I love you, Grace. I would do the same if you ever left me. I would kill anyone and everyone, which is why I want Rattles dead. What he tried to do to you.
Well, if you see the opportunity tonight...
I'll try.
And he smiles, and I think we'll fade to black there.
Pomegranate.
Oh my god.
That went a lot better than I thought it would.
I made this a willpower check.
I know.
It's like he's gonna flip out.
I'm like, oh
Wah! Start throwing stuff. Alright, let's go to Rattles' house, I guess. Gotta pick him up.
no. Yes.
Tee hee.
Mm. Did I bring you guys? No, I didn't bring you guys. There you go. Alright. Traveling to Rattle's house goes without any event happening. The streets are dark, of course. The plague has been well cornered off to the slums areas for the most part. They have it somewhat under control. And you can see the candlelight from Rattle's domain there. You guys can go ahead and take over.
Laha has, of course, since it's dark, she's brought along her small contingent of undead, consisting of Tevin, Marco, and Evik. So she does leave Randall, now named Demja, behind, as she has discarded his name to the ether. She looks much more relaxed than she did before as she walks to Rattles' home. She's still angry with what he did, but intelligence is taking over emotion at this point, knowing that this would be a horrible time to attempt any sort of attack on Rattles.
Ivo follows along, scanning the alleys and stuff as they pass and keeping an eye out for everyone. He's his mask, reminiscent of the cult of the plague god, etc. That kind of raven-like mask on. His much shorter than theirs, a bit more tight to the face. Almost there, yes.
I've never been there.
Alaha comments. She looks over to Velt and Ivo.
Have the two of you been there?
I've heard of it from Erazat, but I don't think I've been myself, no.
Let's see.
Been here a couple of times. Just follow me. We're almost there.
Interesting. Alright.
Velt seems to be in a bit more sour of a mood than usual. You're not entirely sure why, perhaps, or maybe you could guess. It's probably because she's having to work with Ivo.
You are always dour, aren't you? He says to Vel.
She kind of like sighs frustrated. Is that really the comment you want to be going with right now?
Careful, Ivo. I've seen her do quite a few things with that sword. Namely, though she doesn't like shove it up their ass, so I would beware your words.
He kind of raises an eyebrow and looks to Vel. You have someone you like.
No.
Ah, exactly. Nothing to worry about aside from the usual then.
Watch your back, Ivo.
Always. By the way, that reminds me, as they kind of are nearing the building. Last time you refused treatment, but you were nearly taken out of the fight. I suppose next time you might wish to not have that happen, yes? If you want to stretch your limits and actually be able to hold your blade tight, even despite your wounds, I do have something for you if you would.
She stops and turns to face you. I will not take any of your fucking medicines, mutant. And then she turns and continues walking.
Ivo kind of looks to Halaha and eyebrow raised. She realizes what she is, yes?
Yes. Halaha's about to say something, but she looks over to Velt and to Ivo.
I was just dropping it and respecting her boundaries.
Very well.
From inside the house, you notice, Rattles, that Mia wakes up out of some nightmare and all sweating and Maestro, and calls out for you.
He gets up from his chair, walks into the room.
Yes.
I thought you were gone. I had this nightmare. The city was on fire. And you had left me.
Suspect I won't be going anywhere.
She smiles, just as some people arrive.
I imagine Velt would be the one knocking, because that's just how it would be, right?
Yeah, Velt would knock. And
Perhaps I am wrong. Stay here for a few minutes. Lock up if you hear me leave.
He steps away from her door and walks to the door.
Who is it?
Velt, you're needed for guild business.
And he will open the door, look out, see everyone, presuming. Looks at Velt, Iva, and Halaha, and then looks back at Velt.
What business?
Ivo?
Yes. It has been a while, Rattles. I suppose it is good to see you.
Bear
in
me.
good health. We must infiltrate the Red Keep. We're going now, so please do prepare.
He steps out of the door and shuts it behind him.
Give it quarter. Same. Yeah, you get. Sorry.
And we go.
Very good. You don't need anything else.
Everything I need, Ivo.
Very well. And, it'll be this way then. Come now. And, he is gonna do something on the way, once they're kind of moving a ways.
As they're walking, Alaha's kind of sauntering up beside Rattles. She looks over, says, "It is been a while." And he says nothing back. Okay.
No, I did say. Did it
No,
not
no,
come
it
through?
was muted.
None of it come through.
Oh.
It has.
I hope you have been well.
It's so many distractions.
Sorry, what did you say there? You cut out a little bit.
Business is moving, not so many distractions.
Distractions. There have been quite a few distractions at the guild lately.
So I have heard. A terrible shame.
Though there is good news. Otep has survived.
This is indeed heartening news.
Yes.
And she pauses for a moment and says,
Seems the obsidian skies has been trying to remove grass.
A strange target for them.
Indeed. I'm not sure why.
she looks over to Rattles.
We're not successful.
They were not. But grass still stands.
It doesn't seem as if he's going to say anything in addition.
Probably actually, unless Halaha. Go ahead.
No, Hala had nothing else to say. She just looks back forward and keeps moving.
Yeah, let me just do a d20 real quick, because that's all it is. Yeah, Rattles would, unless this fucks us all completely. Let me see real quick. No, yeah, he's fine. So Rattles, you suddenly hear Ivo's voice begin echoing in your head. I assume you realize she knows that you were the one behind Grass's assassination. Well, attempted assassination.
And in response, in his head, if that's a thing that works with that spell, I don't know if I can. Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm not sure what you're speaking about.
Well, whether or not it was you matters little. She's already informed the archangels. But it seems they heeded my advice to some degree. And Valeus was keen to keep you around, though your lord did seem most disappointed.
I respect your confidence that I am not responsible, but I do not need you to speak for me. Let them judge the merit of my work, for I know nothing of this plot.
I said as much. I do not know or care whether you were behind it. As I said, you are useful, but keep an eye out, Rattles. Alaha has you in her sights, as it were.
All the people I might be inclined to fear, I do not count her among them.
Interesting. Very well. You're welcome, by the way.
I would say, do not speak on my behalf again. Allow me to speak with the archangels, if they require it. I would hate to see you get involved in some poor business, some strange imaginings from a raving mind.
Oh, don't think that I stood up for you. I merely told them that I couldn't say whether or not you did. But I did attest to your usefulness, that is all. Whether you remain as a member of the guild or not.
I think we might need a detect lies.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry. On Ivo's part, at least, yeah.
Yeah, let's see if
Because
he,
Ivo's speaking the genuine truth. He doesn't really give a shit as long as Rattles
Right.
is around, because Rattles is
Yeah, me too.
That was you liar.
Yeah, but Ivo would definitely be kind of gauging him a little bit, but Rattles is an odd one for him. He doesn't... Ivo doesn't get good people. Air quotes, good people. So...
does Rattles have a social die?
Oh!
I do not, so it'd be even 7.
Yeah, you need a 15 or higher deck or charisma. So Ty goes to defender. So I think it's pretty close. Like you might suspect that he's lying, but it's right there.
He's
you
not
know?
entirely sure. He has his suspicions, and he doesn't doubt that Halaha is confident in it, whether it's actually true or not. And really, none of it actually matters. It's up to the archangels now.
Mhm. So, as you make your way towards into Gibbet's Quarter, some of you might remember these alleyways and stuff, and right around this corner here, you guys can move along if you like to. You see a merchant sitting in a kind of a tent that's up against the wall there. He looks over as he notices Velt come around the corner and smiles and nods, wearing a turban. But further on, beyond him, right down that alleyway, is a larger market where that kind of hugs the jail of Gibbet's Quarter, and that is the headquarters that you seek. And in the Shadow Realm, when you visited this place in the Shadow Realm, very similar, of course, different creatures wandering the streets. The buildings were different a little bit, and the scenery, of course, looked black and twisted, kind of like when Frodo put on the ring. That's where I like to describe it, you know. But Gibbet's Quarter remained similar in that the way that you looked at it. So you're approaching. It's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do here? To the right of you, you do hear some laughter and sounds like music coming from a tavern. So to the right of you is a tavern. To the left, it goes further down into more houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, I believe the back of the tavern and some of this was damaged after Ivo lit them on fire last time.
Yeah.
It's weeks
Yeah, and
ago.
I imagine some of the damage is still there.
Yeah, you can still see like little remnants of the damages and stuff, but they've repaired quite a bit of it.
Yeah, makes sense. It's been like months, so I imagine most of it's taken care of. Well then, if we can head past there, and Ivo kind of quietly points, making sure he motions for the undead to kind of be between them and anyone else that might see, so that it's kind of covering his motions. He kind of points off this direction, if you guys can see way up there. Up this way.
Okay.
Where?
Ping again?
Pretty much straight on all the way down.
Oh, up there. Okay.
Yeah. There are bars that lead into the prison there. I have Aqua Ignis with me, and I've brought spares of those as well as mana potions if anyone needs them. Well, if you need them, he says to Halaha.
Maybe.
Take one of them for now, just in case, and he passes her one.
Thank you. She'll take it and
I
tuck it
will.
away.
I will see to the bars. That would be no problem. But any guards inside may be alerted if we're not careful. We'll have to try and be quiet. I was thinking if you had one in particular that is expendable, he kind of eyes the undead, you could always create a distraction.
She looks at her undead and says, "None of them are expendable. I love them all. But I can make one." She like whispers, but she looks over to this lone merchant.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'll just make sure they're positioned so that no one can see past them when you do it.
Sure. So this guy, is he alone? Alone?
He is.
Ah. Good.
And Ivo's gonna head on up ahead as well.
Looks like he's selling like grain or something.
Yeah, she'll come forward, her undead milling about and whatnot, all fully armored up and such, looking more like protection ring than anything. And she kind of looks at the grains and looks up at him and says, "These are some fine wares you have."
My dear, would you like to purchase some?
Maybe. She says, "Do you have anything maybe special in the back?"
She kind of leans more forward towards the stall.
And he looks kind of shyly away from you, and he says, I'm sorry. There's nothing. Yeah, maybe you would be interested in some fruits and vegetables."
There's maybe certain vegetables, yes.
She kind of reaches out towards his hands.
You're quite cute, you know.
He looks at her cautiously and starts to look at the rest of you that are passing by, like warriors and heavily armored people, and he says, "Thank you. You are as well, but I'm much older. I am married as well."
She leans more forward and says,
I prefer them older. And if your spouse doesn't care, neither do I.
Oh my God! Roll, roll a use roll.
You got your perfume on?
She pushed
Oh
her
my
hair.
God!
Oh, the poor boy.
Yikes.
Let me see. What did he? Oh.
This dude's gonna get some.
I rolled
Aw.
bad, but it's better than
Well.
him.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I should close up the shop.
Yes, you should. Why don't you show me that backstock?
And he's like almost taking his pants off before he's trying to pull you back there.
So as Halaha makes her way back there with the man, of course, saying all the right things and kissing all the right places, she is going to pull out her dagger and murder him.
Okay.
Just gotta do it quick enough so he doesn't scream.
I might cast a spell instead. That might actually be faster and more deadly.
Well, you could do. Do you have a conceal skill?
No.
Okay, so just roll your perception.
Oh no.
Yeah, you gotta actually.
He's gonna make his perception with a minus.
This might sort out the whole issue right here.
4.
Right. Oh my.
I'm not good. I'm just gonna cast a
Like, this
spell
whole
on this
operation was
motherfucker.
your idea.
Run away! Run away! I might be the distraction. Shit.
That's a minus.
I knew
on
Ivo
that.
should have just
Oh,
done
there's
it
a minus on
himself.
this one.
Uh-oh.
-3. Yeah, you got
Oh.
it. He doesn't notice the
Oh.
dagger. I mean, if you wanted to pull out this old gite or whatever,
Yeah, she will.
I think
You
you
can-
took one of the poison ones, didn't you?
you can heavy attack him for ×4 damage
Okay.
with a sneak attack.
Yeah, she's gonna do that. Do I auto hit or do I have to roll to hit
I
him?
think it just says target 5, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
something like
don't roll less than 5.
Actually, yeah, just don't roll a 1 with a sneak attack like this,
Hey.
and then it's your damage of your dagger, power 4,
Okay.
and yeah,
Not
what's
bad.
that look like?
Yeah, so she's nearly on top of him at this point. He's got his pants off, and she's pulled down the front of her dress, taken off her leather armor. And as soon as he closes his eyes, she seems to be going down on the man. She just stabs him right in the throat, and giggles slightly, and says, "You're so easy. Sorry." And yeah, she pulls her dress back on, stands up, and will raise up this new friend.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So she has got another minion with her.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't look too bad. She'll put a scarf around his neck, so it's not
Yeah.
obvious.
His eyes are all droopy and kind of rolled up in his head, and he just walks in shambles behind you.
I will roll necromancy. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Another thrall for me. Yeah, since he comes back out with this man in tow, now a scarf around his neck, and says that.
Yeah.
Sorry it took so long. He was a bit too excited.
Not a problem. Just we'll head on ahead. You go ahead and create the distraction.
Okay. So they're gonna head towards the bars, right?
This way. Yeah, Ivo just kind of meanders over as if he's just looking around.
Before they go, of course, she'll say, "I am not stealthy. Neither are my men. I'll wait here if you need me, hmm?"
Ivo just kind of heads on forward.
She'll take that as a yes. And she's actually going to send her new man out into the crowd to find maybe a lone person or something like that. Someone who's a bit obvious that
Yeah,
might take them away.
obviously, we want these two to kind of be out of here at the very least.
The very front ones?
The two over here, over by where we're doing stuff.
Yeah, so she's going to send it in a very obvious section. Probably over here towards this woman. Just say, go bite her. Attack.
Yeah,
To
they'll
her
freak
new
think
man.
of Pale Plague.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And she is, she'll say walk, don't run. And then she is going to back up into the shadows and away.
Sweet. All right.
She's done her part.
And you guys are sneaking up to the bars over there.
Yeah, Ivo's keeping an eye, but he doesn't want to go up to the actual bars. Oh, shit. Doesn't actually want to go up to the bars themselves until he sees those guys kind of getting out of the way.
Yeah, you notice some dark-skinned warrior walks over. He starts buying something from the merchants, and the street gets cleared for a moment, like exactly what you were waiting for, pretty much. You notice that there is a temple over this way, and you can hear kind of a sermon going on inside. Looks like a temple of Baelgard from the symbols outside. You don't see any. Kind of have to raise up on that platform there, but you don't see any prisoners inside the bars there. But you do notice there's voices coming from in there inside this place. If you can see that ping.
Oh yeah, he can see these two guys here.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Somebody might recognize one of those guys. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
I don't
I'm
think
not
I
a
do.
fan of him.
I think he was at the party. Yeah, if anybody was.
Oh, Sergeant
He was at the party.
Harris?
Out would remember seeing him at the very least.
Yeah, Sergeant Harris, one of the Red Guards. He's sitting at the table over there playing cards with another guard.
Yeah, Ivo kind of waits and, well, we're going to need to do this quietly, of course. It must be a lower level. That would make the most sense. They wouldn't want to draw attention. And he kind of looks to the other two. What do you say? Do you think you can take care of them quietly?
I can take care of them. I don't know about quietly.
Yes, I echo those sentiments.
Very well. Give me a moment. And he will kind of head back up this way and cast Levitate and check the upper floors. If there are any.
There are upper floors, and you notice one of the windows.
You cut off. One of the windows is open, I assume?
Yeah, let me look real quick before I go lying about what's going on upstairs. Okay, cool. It's taking a second for the map to. Oh, okay. So on the second floor above this, as you levitate, you notice that there are more bars, just like the ones that are on the first floor. There's an armory inside there.
Ooh.
Looks like weapons are on the table, shields are hanging on the wall. If you levitate over the chapel, you notice that there are more bars again, 2 windows, and a chimney. And you notice that there's several tables set up, but the whole chamber is empty. You don't see any soldiers in it.
Interesting, yeah. The armory, it doesn't look like it has any of the stuff from the archive in, does it? Nothing he recognizes?
No.
No, okay, yeah. So he will, you said it was iron bars there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll Aqua Ignis in.
Okay, you
he
guys.
brought spares.
You want to go to the top then, into the armory?
He wants to. Well, actually, first he'll Astral Sight. I have a scroll of it so I can save mana. So it lasts for like 4 rounds or whatever. But he'll Astral Sight and make sure that there's no one in there or nearby, or no magics guarding the bars or anything to detect him first.
Okay, let's see. On the armory, there is some sort of blue glyph that's protecting that chamber that would alert anybody to a mage if somebody passed into that chamber without speaking the command word.
Interesting.
But there is not one in the other chamber, the chimney and the tables.
Yeah, that sounds like the best entrance then. He will lower down and really quickly, because he wants to get this done fast so he doesn't use up mana on the spell. Because I imagine that would be easy enough to scout, just looking around, and then around for that, so like 3 or 4 rounds, he'll I don't know, yeah, because he can't cast it on them, but he could pick them up, presumably. 'Cause I don't know if the magic is strong enough to allow him to carry Rattles up or not. Because the magic is what's lifting him, not his strength.
Yeah, what's you can cast levitate on another person, yeah?
It's caster.
Oh, is it caster only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Target caster. That's why I was figuring
It'd probably
if
still
it's
be
just
you
a matter of
lifting.
if
What's
it's a
your
matter
lifting?
of wait, yeah.
What's your strength there, skinny boy?
Oh, he's got like he's got decent strength. It's like 11.
Oh.
It's nothing
Oh
special.
no.
No, you can.
But,
Rattles is like a ton.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you could,
Uh,
they can climb. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the meanwhile, yeah, he'll kind of land up there so he doesn't waste any more mana, and kind of motion for them to come up that way. And he has rope as well, so he'll leave one of the bars in and drop the rope down tied to it.
Rattles will look for a ladder. He does not trust a rope. Any ladders nearby this marketplace? Or
roll
boards?
roll a percentile. We'll say 35%.
Looks like it.
Hey.
Boom.
Nice. Well, let's see.
There's a ladder somewhere over there.
Yeah, he'll grab the ladder. Just kind of shake his hand to Ivo, but no, forget the rope, and he'll bring it over to where he's trying to climb up at. Motion for Velt to go first while he holds it.
Yeah, you see, Ivo seems to be pouring something up there along the actual bars, and he then pulls them out and doesn't actually toss them down. You see, he slides a few of them enough to get the window open so they can get into his pack. But he does actually well, he's got the ladder, so he doesn't need to. Yeah. But he does seem to drink a potion of some sort. Which I will down a mana potion real quick. Boy's made of money. Just drinking mana potions for the fucks of it.
Nice. This might be a nice entrance for you guys. So you guys end up using the ladder. The ladder was kind of propped up to go to a storage of most of these places are like 2 stories around here.
Oh.
And you notice the ladder was kind of to go up to a storage unit above somebody's house, and you can easily put that up against the wall and then reach up onto the top of the chapel and move across the chapel to the other the chamber there. It looks like maybe it's some sort of place where the guards hang out in their spare time, like almost like a rec room or something. And I'm gonna move you guys over to that new map, the second floor map.
Rattles will pull the ladder up with them and place it in the room so that people don't look out and see a ladder leading into the building.
Smart.
Good.
All right, I'm gonna move you guys over.
Yeah, and Ivo, you see he kind of looks down and realizes the Hala isn't coming at all. Yeah,
That's what she said.
Yeah, he didn't realize she was
Yeah.
leaving, but he kind of looks over. Yeah, that's a shame. She would have been useful for telekinesis.
And I guess probably about that same time as they're getting the ladder and setting it up, is Halaha going to be sending the thrall?
Yeah, I
What
think
time?
she had started to let it walk, so it just like was casually walking. The one thing she does have that she could get up there with, because I do not think that her zombies could scale anything.
Oh, no, I doubt it.
She is actually going to use her own levitate while they're all distracted with him, and she's just gonna fly her ass over.
Nice. All right then. I'm gonna put you guys on the new map here, on top of the roof. No undead coming with you.
Yeah, that's why she's hanging back a lot.
She's spooked. Their first time having to deal with
This is the second time actually.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody see okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then the acid works wonders on those metal bars because it was created specifically for that. What's it called?
It's Aqua Ignis. Yeah, specifically melts and eats metal. It's from the companion.
Nice. Only $19.95. All right.
Gee.
You melt the metal bars,
Great value.
and as Halaha is levitating up above the ground and kind of going over the chapel, you notice a commoner like pass by underneath you, doesn't even see you at all. And you land up there as well. You guys can go ahead and move into that room there.
And here I was thinking you might stay behind.
Mm.
I was gonna check that chest.
Halaha looks to Ivo and she says, "Do you have any scrolls of levitate?"
Not of levitate.
Mm.
But here, he'll pass her a couple of them that are telepathy, as well as one that is fire dance.
Thank you. Mm.
I imagine we will need to raise our way out, depending on the circumstance, of course.
She clicks her tongue a little. If things go south,
Yes.
don't blame me for disappearing suddenly.
Why would I?
Mm. She says, "There seems to be guards out there."
Yes. Now is the time to be quiet. Use the telepathy only if needed. Anything in that chest?
Yeah, as you check it, there's some their furs and some boots. It looks like. There is something in there. Looks like a belt that might be enchanted, or have some kind of some kind of woven enchantment on it. Not like a rune that you put in, but it's a
Oh,
diff-
like actual enchanting. Interesting.
yeah. You can see the symbols, which look elven design on the belt. That seems to be the only thing worth value in that.
Yeah, he'll slide it on slightly below his one he's wearing now, from which dangle bags of caltrops and other little tools.
It actually adds elven belt. It's an armor of 1 and adds 2 levels to stealth.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! Okay, that works.
There's a
Like,
guard
what is-
outside the door, and he was about to like come towards the room when somebody called him from downstairs. It appears. If you can see outside that door there, it looks
Yeah.
like there's a railing and it drops down to the first floor. Outside these bars, you can see the back kind of courtyard area where there's archery and training stuff set up. And this door seems like it goes that way down to the training grounds. You guys have been here before, actually.
Yes, we have.
So, yeah,
I
Ivo. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying I haven't.
Oh, true. Ivo, once he gets like right up to here, is gonna cast Detect Life.
Okay, cool.
I've got so many fucking spells.
Go ahead.
Look at all these fucking spells.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Gotta not fuck it up. Hey! I don't have the thing to reroll it,
I'm so fucking dude.
Good
Oh,
thing you have all these spells.
it's a good thing I'm leaving. Goodbye. I still have.
Of course, no, it's too late. You're right up here next to it.
No, I still have at least some like turns left of levitate. Right, I'm leaving.
You wouldn't even
Well,
know
levitate
this
is
is
by
happening.
round.
I'm
It
literally
is
you
like
wouldn't
looking.
even know
6
this
mana
happened.
per round. He just suddenly something. So what do I need to?
D100.
You do notice he starts to cast a spell and then it goes wrong.
Oh, Halaha's gonna beat feet backwards and say, "Oh,
We'll
shit."
dive if I can, if I see it.
D100, right? 35.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
This is
Oh, no, it's a magic bomb.
There's a table.
Oh,
yeah, there's a
it's
table.
oh,
There's a table. Roll the
there's a
table.
table. Where's the table?
There's the
I'm
table.
Is it this?
diving.
What did I just click?
Magic.
It's magic. Click
It's
on magic.
magic. Oh god, I'm
Oh,
scared.
I see. There we go.
Well, I like that. Yeah, okay.
Aw,
That's the best one.
it just uses up extra mana.
D20 times level.
That's death wish, so she just doesn't
Oh,
move.
wow.
Oh my god, I think
God.
Ivo's gonna fucking die.
Oh shit! You're
Yeah,
gonna
what
fucking
happened?
aneurysm.
You're
What time?
You're-
What's the level are you?
I'm level 6. Yeah,
yeah,
18
you're
times
that's
six.
a lot of fucking mana. Does that
I
just
thought you were
instigate
that goes into your HP.
Yeah.
You run out of
Oh my god, that's 114 mana.
Holy shit!
Ivo's dead.
Yeah,
I think
guess that just
you're. I
insta
think
kills
you're
him, wow.
about to be in a coma.
Ivo's
What's your-
fucking
No, I don't think it would I don't think it would coma him. I think it would insta kill him.
You have to
Yeah.
be very far into negatives to die.
114
Isn't it double your health? I mean,
To be
that would be
instantly
double his
killed.
health.
Well, it's after the mana loss.
Well, he only has
So-
40 at the moment.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You lost like you had
And if it's
81 in
140,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
then 100, so that's double his health easily.
Yeah.
He just insta dies.
146 damage.
Well, if it's after the mana burn,
Yeah.
so that would be like 47
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
so.
You
So
can mana
the
burn it.
last 100 would tick over, right? But
Yeah.
is it half of the mana
half the mana.
that goes to damage?
You can take half the mana with mana burn. So 19 times.
Oh,
six
that's right. I have fucking mana burn, or mana burn.
divided by
so I
2.
I
is
can cut it.
57. 57 minus.
So
your
he's
41.
just fucked a bit for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Thank Christ I got those 2 fucking talents earlier.
Holy shit.
That's-
How is it that he gets so fucking close to death when he does this shit?
16. That's 16 mana over your threshold at 41, right?
I believe so.
So 16 times 2, because you take
32.
2. It's 32.
Is it
damage.
double the mana in
Yeah.
health damage?
Damn. 30
Alright, so
Yeah.
you take a mental fatigue point, and
That's trauma too. Isn't it?
Yeah. Is it trauma?
Is it?
I don't know.
yeah, it's
32 of 40.
it's mental trauma.
Oh shit, yeah, he takes
From mana
trauma.
loss?
Oh.
You go right
ahead
into
and-
yeah, you go into trauma.
Go ahead and make a willpower check.
Fuck wizards.
Oh yeah. We'll
Holy shit.
You have a chance.
fucking roll that one. I love it.
Oh my god.
Here it goes. Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay,
That's
cool.
not bad.
So you're not gonna suffer the mental affliction, but it does almost knock you unconscious, and it knocks you to the ground, and you take 32 damage.
Oh man,
Minus
big chunk.
Jesus.
Takes him down to 8.
Probably some blood from your nose.
So
stuff
yeah,
like that.
you guys see him. He kind of raises his hand and mutters something, goes to cast a spell, and then something strange happens. As this is a blue spell, so you guys see this strange, like I don't know if normal people would see it, but it would be like that kind of blue aura leeching out of him, just seeming to crackle in the air a bit as he falls to his knees, hand dragging down the wall a bit as he seems to sputter just a bit, and some blood begins to pool out of his mouth onto the ground.
Alright.
Alaha. She comes over, kind of places a hand on Ivo's shoulder. Did you fail?
He raises a finger to his lips as he sputters again, a very angry look on his face as he tries to keep quiet. And you see him reach down to his belt and swig a potion. And then another. And then another.
Yeah.
So that dropped his mana to 0. He'll drink 2 mana potions, get it back up to full mana. And drink a health potion as well.
Oh man. Alright, you do notice it sounds like somebody is coming.
Yeah, Ivo, you see, kind of struggles for a second after drinking the potion. as the blood stops kind of pouring out the corner of his mouth, and he takes a step back as quietly as he can. And actually, I'll drink 2 health potions. This is why I bring extras. Fuck's sake. So that'll get him back up to full.
Velt would know the rank insignia if he's wearing his his symbols and stuff.
Okay.
I don't think you've ever seen Godric.
I don't think so either. But
You are looking for a creature. Your hunter senses perhaps might go. Go ahead and make a perception check.
great at that.
Yeah, Ivo heads kind of similar to Laha, down behind the chairs and
Yeah, she hides
table.
at the table.
All right.
I'll
You
go
do
ahead and
not
just-
sense anything unnatural yet. But you guys notice the heavy footfalls of boots. What was that noise? Kind of thing.
Yeah, Ivo's gonna duck for cover, but yeah, he's not feeling it right now. After that kind of sudden mana drain and shit, he's
Yeah.
not feeling good.
Yeah,
At
that
1
sucked.
point the mental condition, right? So it takes him to the minus 10% agitated. Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
which is good. It's not anything.
So yeah,
totally
nothing
bad
too
yet.
crazy. Thank goodness.
All right,
Fucking
this
potion.
guard is coming. What is Rattles and Velt doing?
When the door opens, I'm gonna try to grab him
Okay,
and keep him from yelling as we kill him.
all right. He opens up the door, and go ahead and do a concealment check. If you don't have concealment, just do perception.
Both of us, all of us.
Velt and Rattles. Are you guys hiding as well, Halaha and Ivo?
Oh yeah, Hala's hiding
Yeah, Ivo
like
hid.
by this
Okay.
table. She's like nothing.
Ivo kind of stumbled over there as quietly as he could and dipped down.
Which skills did you say? Sorry.
Perception.
Yeah, perception if you don't have.
Oh, perception.
Her ass is sticking out.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be concealment.
If you don't have concealment, yeah.
Oof. Guard sees us.
So
This
he
is-
sees Halaha first, I believe.
No,
You
oh
mean-
yeah,
would it
and then
be Rattles?
Rattles. It would be Rattles first because he's right there. Right.
Yeah, he like opens up the door and Rattles. What did Rattles get?
5.
5.
Okay, yeah, yeah. He
I
looks.
wasn't so much trying to hide as just grab this.
Right,
to be
right,
honest.
Yeah, and go ahead and do your thing. Let's go ahead and you guys have ambush on him, so you're gonna get initiative on him.
I grab him, basically.
All right, you snag him. What are you gonna do to him?
Look to Velt, who is hopefully getting out a sharp object to stab this man with.
Yeah, she has her sword. Are you covering his mouth or anything?
Yes, that was the thought process.
So
Just kind of as he comes in, just grab him, and then wrap my hand around his mouth and kind of hold him.
yeah, she pulls out what was that weapon called? Randall's knife thingy. The Adarga blade. And holds it to his neck.
Oh, jeez.
Godric Demew here.
As Rattles grabs him, you pull the blade out. He is able to twist out of the way out of his grasp.
Ah, fuck.
We're gonna have to do initiative then.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't know if Halaha's gonna stay for this. This is a mess already. Bye.
Oh my god. I was just like,
Yeah.
here, let me cast Detect Life real quick. It's an easy spell. Oh, I detect my life.
Seeing that he breaks free, would Velt be able to get an attack off? Okay. Can I roll that real quick? Is that okay?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're all about to know we're here.
He's about to scream.
Well, I'm about
Yeah.
to shoot as well.
Oh shit! I'm leaving.
Yeah, unless you can kill him right here.
Can
I
He's-
mean, if
Oh, yeah.
Ivo has a chance to go, I mean,
Yeah,
the moment he
Halaha
knew
will
their
listen.
guard was coming, he'd have his bow out if he has
Can
a
it-
shot.
Can it be a heavy attack?
I mean, if Ivo gets a shot, he'll probably kill the fucking guy if he lands it. The
yeah,
trick
it can
is landing.
definitely be a heavy attack.
Okay.
I might have to actually use one of my good arrows.
So this is still against his dodge, right? Or is it different?
Yeah, he's trying to dodge. He's got a -1
Oh,
from this
shit.
Oh my god, this
Jesus.
man.
All right,
He's-
well,
He's
hopefully I
on a
can
guard
fucking
for
shoot him
nothing.
because this guy is scary.
Yeah,
Damn.
you do something.
I mean,
then
he's
I'll
just
do
rolling
something.
well, but fuck.
Yeah.
Oh god, my spreadsheet doesn't want to open now. There we go.
All right, everybody's got initiative down.
Yeah.
We still have the
Yeah.
surprise round, right? Like we still have actions before he starts freaking out.
Yeah.
I think we just used it.
Well, you two
Well,
did.
You two. Yeah. I don't know if Ivo and because
Halaha
Ivo's
didn't.
actually hidden, so Ivo would get an actual sneak attack.
Oh, true.
Right?
Halaha did not hide, but she can still act.
Yeah, because Ivo passed his perception.
All right. Since Rattles and Velt were right there, that's how I'm gonna do the initiative. Ivo's gonna get to go, and then Halaha.
Gotcha.
But due to the initial attempt on Malmar, he does shout out. And it's up to Halaha. What are you gonna do?
Oh, isn't Ivo gonna go?
Oh yeah, Ivo's 1st.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let me double check what ones I have ready. I do have Sleep of Fog, but that's useless now. Now he just needs to kill this guy real quick. So let me do that. Alright, I'm using Dire Extract. I'm not fucking around. Let's take a shot. A TX. Do I have a macro for it? Ah, here we go. This should be the one. Vein Salve, and then I'll do the poison separate once it goes. So if this lands, he will have to make a body save at least. And of course I don't have any kind of aim stuff. Not great. Hopefully he. Oh, although I just have to hit a 5 since he doesn't actually know I'm there, right? Because I passed the perception.
You beat his perception.
Yeah, because I had 8 and he got what 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wait, would my attack have hit then?
I don't think you passed, did you?
I think
I did.
you did. Yeah. It was a No, it was a. Yeah, Tygo's a defender.
Yeah, she did. So she would have hit.
Is that right? Bro?
Yeah. If you
Eh?
passed his perception, he wouldn't be able to dodge your attack, your heavy
Nice.
attack. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Yay!
Nice.
That will save a lot of stuff because he wouldn't be able to yell.
Yes, it will.
Thank goodness,
If
Christ.
it
Yeah.
kills him.
I didn't realize Vel had passed. Yeah, shit. Because that's times extra
It's times
damage for a melee
4
sneak
total.
attack, right? Yeah.
Times
Yeah.
4 power.
Oh,
And
it's
then the
times
heavy.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes,
it was a
sneak
heavy
attack.
sneak attack.
Yeah. There you go. Not bad.
I don't think it's gonna do it.
I don't think
bad.
base. Yeah, it was damage. I mean, I don't think the baseline. I think you have to be an assassin to get sneak attack to bow damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just normal for him. So he has. I hit the 5. So let me do the bow, but then he needs to make a body save real quick. Where is Debu?
He does cry out at that attack, but go ahead, Ivo.
Yeah,
What a
so there's
tragedy.
once this loads.
He's like falling to the ground right now.
And in fact, I would be able to imbue weapon first, so it would be the actual imbue weapon one, which is lightning. I don't know if that matters. It's a T6 of lightning. So that'll be just a little bit of mana, luckily. No multiplier.
Why'd the music stop?
Fucking ones, man, today. But
Alright.
21, and then he needs to make a body save, and he takes the and if he fails, he'll take the damage from dire extract.
21 damage?
Yeah, 21 damage. I don't know if that's enough to finish him outright, but
No, but the
He-
poison might. Go for it.
yeah. Oh, he failed. Okay. So dire extract is
2d6.
D8
Oh,
plus
wait,
a
no,
D6
that's
damage per round for 12 rounds, and he takes minus D8 body as well, and it lasts for D8 days.
Go ahead and roll.
So he's dead. But but for the first round, it's a D8
It's a matter of when.
plus D6. Yeah, it's a matter of when.
10 damage will do
And
it.
more.
He was at 3 hit points.
Oh, good. Well,
Hey, poisons for the win.
as
To cry
I have
out, though.
so many arrows.
the crying out, as so Ivo does that, takes him down. Halaha is gonna raise dead.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, the Velt's blade goes into him. The arrow hits into him as well, and he stumbles. He cries out and slides across the floor. The poison kind of finishing him off, and Halaha starts to raise dead. You can hear shouts from outside though, as well, and what sounds like a bell or some kind of gong going off, and people inside here starting to freak out as well in the hallway. What are you gonna do? Go ahead and roll, Halaha.
Oh yeah, she rolled a 20 for necromancy, so she got him.
And this one is a
He's a thrall.
Hell yeah.
all right. He starts to twitch and wakes back up with the arrow still probably sticking out of his throat. As another guard starts to come, we're gonna go ahead and keep it in this initiative order here.
Sick.
Rattles, what are you gonna do?
Well, the jig seems to be up, so Rattles heads out to the hallway here, sees this guard, and I'm going to aim and shoot him with a black bolt pistol, or bolt pistol.
Yeah. Right as you step out, you hear this guard right here saying, Malmar! Malmar! And then down below, you hear shouting saying, there's undead in the street. And then he turns to look at them for a moment, right as you step out of the doorway.
So yes, I will aim. Aim is +1?
+2.
+2?
One action, yeah, +2.
Okay. I will aim, and then I will try to shoot him with the pistol.
Oh, I forgot you can aim baseline. I always think of it as Deadeye, where you have to like go all in, basically.
No, that's just the better aim. Okay. Bolt pistol 1.
Yeah, Deadeye's like the rage attack of, or the heavy attack of missile weapons.
Ooh, clink!
Is that with the aim?
Damn.
Yes.
You know it doesn't even fucking fire.
Oh my.
Shit.
That's with the aim.
I mean, at least he was looking away. But
But there's a big bang.
Yeah.
All right, so the shot goes off and probably blasts into the railing over here. And at that point, you notice another figure step out. I don't know if you can see him.
Yes.
I mean, I can't.
Yeah. And more commotion. But that was 2 actions. Do you want to do anything else?
I don't think you can frenzy to draw another weapon, can you?
Mm-mm.
No.
Then I will step back and use the doorway as cover.
Okay.
That's it.
Felt.
I think your initiative isn't actually in order, or is it?
It's
No.
not, because we went by
Yeah.
Bow people. It should
Yeah.
be
Okay,
Ibo, and then it should be. It should be Ibo, and then Velt, and then Halaha. And then-
Unless
and
we were
Nona.
just keeping.
Yeah,
to
we're
the-
gonna keep this
Okay,
order.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Velt will drop the Adarga blade and draw her. Let's go with the silver sword. I had asked you a question earlier.
Did I miss it?
Would Velt know any ways to reveal a shapeshifter's true form?
Do you have creature lore?
Yeah.
Yes, you probably do. You can roll that.
Okay.
Um,
Good question.
it was pretty
would I be
rare.
able to roll as well? Because they did tell him that, didn't it?
Yeah.
That it was
yeah.
a shapeshifter.
Mhm.
Creature lore.
Yeah, that would actually be good to know whether he knows.
I remember when we rolled before. Yes, Velt's.
Oh, love it. Cool. So yeah, she's very on guard for maybe running into Godric in this place. Since she's kind of been on the lookout for him anyway, and they're kind of in their headquarters right now. So she's gonna pull out her silver longsword, and will step outside.
Oh, this is why I carry
Well,
silver arrows.
Is here. Surprise!
Right there.
I mean, she
Hello there.
doesn't know what he looks like though. is the
But you
problem.
do see his rank on his emblem and stuff. This is definitely somebody important just from the first glance, and then you notice like the rank on him that he is a captain.
So do I get the sense that this is him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, charging. She's charging in there. So she's gonna bust down that door
Shit.
and go attack. Would it cost an action or something to bust down that door?
No, the door's open.
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, she's gonna charge in there and attack. And this is gonna be with a heavy attack. Ooh.
Oh, nice. Oh my god. He does not have a shield. He's gonna dodge.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Oh my
Oh.
god.
Hey.
And he's got shit armor.
Oh.
Ah! Spoilers!
Okay.
Oh no.
Do
Silver
you see
long-
it?
Yep.
What?
What? See what?
The
What do you
defense result. The name.
Oh.
Right when you hit him, the silver blade causes the damage and it shifts into Nizet.
And that's bad.
But go ahead and do the damage.
84 points of
Fuck.
Oh man.
Sorry, Cat.
Silver damage.
I
as well.
knew this was gonna happen. Like I
Wait,
knew it.
Is this Tet's character?
This is Tet's
Yeah, it is.
character.
was Tet's character.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, Nizet. So I was like, look at the name.
He did get a nice buff up on his
Oh.
yeah.
He's
So what's that
fucking
look like?
Yeah, so she sees as she leaves her cover, she sees into this room and the insignia on Godric's lapel. Knowing that this is likely him, she charges forward and just does a huge cleave attack into his shoulder. And obviously, being a silver weapon, hitting a shape changer carves into him like butter. And blood sprays, and he quickly falls, reverting to his original form. She pulls out her sword, and would she be allowed to say something?
Yeah, does he know you?
She doesn't really want to say something to him. I think they've maybe had one interaction in the RP chat, but she wants to shout out, "Your leader has been dead for some time, replaced by a shape changer. Your issue is taken care of now."
Sure enough, they all come into the chamber like with blades ready, at the ready, and notice the shapeshifter laying on the ground. And he's like looking up at you, and he's like, I am one of you. And you can see his like eyes starting to fade back in his head.
Sweet. Thank goodness. I thought Ivo was the only one who would do that. I was like, oh no, it's going to be a big fight. No one will be like, oh look, it's a shapeshifter. I can't believe it.
Velt will turn to see how the red guards are gonna react to this.
They are like baffled. She, the heavily armored knight female right there. She has her axe like ready to strike you, and is looking on the ground at Godric, or what used to be Godric, and her mouth is like open wide, and they kind of stop attacking you guys.
Okay.
Now's the time to have Malmar move this way, out the window.
Yeah,
Val-
she'll dismiss the corpse,
Oh, it'll turn to dust.
and it turns to dust.
Nice.
Just armor left.
Vel lowers her sword as she sees that they're calming down. An army is coming. We need your help defending the city.
Yeah, Ivo hearing her parlaying, which is not what he expected. He would actually step out with a hand raised, kind of air quotes, in peace. Well then, I didn't expect this to go so smoothly.
Another knight pushes his way in past Terra there, and he like looks at the floor, and he says,
Velt will kind of like pull Nazette's body out from this room, like out here more into the open, since people are starting to gather.
"A shapeshifter. We are fools."
How long ago did we
More
find
than
out this
fools.
information from the Templar?
A 5-0.
Yeah, it was some time.
2 weeks.
This guy, Bull, he says, his orders to bring the artifacts here.
Yes, using the Shadow Realm. All for the Obsidian Scythe.
He looks at Ivo when you say that. This one was from the Obsidian Scythe.
What do you think? Who else would want to gather such artifacts? Stop Cairdoon, who had made friends with many of the city's inhabitants. Someone who could hope to organize them together, perhaps, to defend the city.
Who are you people? And he starts to look at every one of your faces.
Ivo still has his mask on.
Velt does not have a mask on.
At think
He's like,
Alaha will cast a death mask, so she looks like an undead.
It doesn't make you look like an undead. It just makes you undead.
Oh, true. Never
It
mind.
makes you look undead to undead.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does have a
seeing
mask.
seeing no one immediately step up to bat on,
Velt was going to.
do it then.
My name is Velt. I'm a demon hunter in the city.
he looks down at your blade and notices the silver blade. And then you have our thanks. We owe you a debt. There are undead outside, apparently. Go finish them. And he shouts down to the guards to go help with the undead. But the one out there is pretty much dead already. I mean, Halaha, you can feel it. You know, that connection.
Yeah.
That one.
It doesn't bother her.
Ivo looks to the man. Would it be safe to assume that Cairdoon is here? Along with his collection.
He is.
Then we need to rescue him. And I assume that, well, had you not been swayed by this one,
Points towards the shapeshifter's body, recognizing it's Nizet.
you would not have done such things. But the obsidian skies, it is, they're quite insidious.
This one right here, like, grabs Bull's shoulder, his arm, and says, I told you. I told you. And Bull's like kind of brushes her off, you know, shoves her. Go and get Cairden's. Let them take him away. And he looks to you guys and he says, do not tell anyone of this.
Give us the artifacts and we won't.
They are necessary to help prepare for the obsidian scythe.
And he takes his like helmet up, you know, and you can just see like the shame on his face. He says, take the artifacts and the Cairden's back with you.
Thank you.
This information must not leave here, of course, as you said, or...
No,
Any
the
kind
Duke
of-
would have us all killed.
We will take
Yes.
this one's body with us. You will need a new leader soon.
Who are you? Where are you from?
Would
What
we
faction?
would we know that it's fine to mention our faction? Because I never know.
I think at this point it's probably
Yeah.
alright. Ivo probably is about to, if
Yeah,
no
go ahead.
one else immediately does. We have all of the Maleficat from... was that how is it? Maleficarum? Or was it?
Maleficar.
Yeah.
And he nods.
Those that were guarding Cairdoon. I'll have you mind.
He nods and he tells the others to fetch them. And they do. They grab the artifacts. They give you a chest. They bring the prisoners, the Cairden father and son, who seem taken care of. And you have his body, Nizet.
Ivo happily greets Cairdoon. My, that's 2 times now, Cairdoon. The debt keeps growing, doesn't it?
And if there's nothing else,
I think that's it.
Yeah. Ivo makes sure to slip the mask out of the chest before they proceed.
Get stealth. Roll that conceal. Roll that concealment.
Oh,
yeah,
you know
do
what?
it.
Before he does that, he's going to cast a spell.
Okay.
What spell?
Because he's not gonna.
Oh
risk
boy,
it.
No attempt on
you're
rattle.
not gonna risk it, eh?
No, yeah,
Spellcraft?
he's not. It's worth it for the mask.
I'm gonna roll. Can I
So
roll
I'm gonna
spellcraft?
cast this once to see, and it gives me a D10 to perception. It's enhanced senses.
Alright,
Mm.
one.
I guess thaumaturgy. Don't roll a 1.
It's not a 1, so I'm good.
Okay, cool.
So it gives me 8 more perception
Wow.
before I do this
Nice.
quick. I'm tempted to cast it again, but I'm also really tempted to not.
Don't do it.
You can plug that 8 in the bonus.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
And everybody can roll perception. Let's see.
Ah. Not.
So you rolled an 18?
No. 8 plus
It
2.
increases
It's 10.
perception temporarily. It just makes my
Oh.
2d8, 2d12. And I
Mm.
rolled shit.
Yeah, you did. Oh, but Velt sees it.
Velt notices.
Would
as
Velt
the,
say anything? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah. So I imagine it's as they're kind of assessing everything, making sure everything is there. And he wants to do this separate from Caradun. Obviously, he's making sure he's at the best opportunity to actually check it. But you actually see as he pulls this mask. Rogue, if you want to describe what it looks like, and he slides it into his robe, essentially his cloak.
Yeah, you can see whatever that mask is. It looks almost like it's not like it's not entirely. It wouldn't entirely cover the face. Almost like a what do you call it? The Phantom of the Opera type mask. Yeah,
Half
but it's
mask of sorts. Yeah.
yeah, and it's kind of stitched together, and it looks like it's made of some kind of flesh, hardened.
Okay. She doesn't know what that is, right?
No, probably not, unless you have thaumaturgy.
I might.
And it's a very hard roll too. Actually, it's I think it's a 15 target number.
She does not have thaumaturgy. She doesn't say anything.
Okay.
She'll probably bring it up later.
Makes sense. And is the scroll there too?
There is the scroll.
Yeah. He'd grab that at the same time if possible. I don't know if you want me to do another roll or what.
Yeah, that would be another roll.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna.
Ivo's all like pulling stuff out of the chest.
Yeah.
He's just assessing to make sure that everything is there.
I just want to take stuff.
He doesn't give a shit about pretty much anything else, honestly. That's all he wants. This is just a bonus.
Yeah.
Contingency.
Yeah. So Velt noticed that.
Oh, well, she wouldn't notice him grabbing the scroll, though.
Well, she
right?
did. She has to roll
If it's
again,
the Same.
He saw all your shit, man.
right?
If
If
she
she
that-
wanted to.
Is
Yeah.
that
Roll. Yeah.
D-
Roll again. You guys can all roll again.
Is
this
that
a?
D20 roll for your perception?
Oh,
or
I
your-
forgot to. Why did I roll a
2d12.
D20? Fuck's sake. Yeah. Let me up that again. I rolled the wrong fucking thing.
Mhm.
Oh, that's 9.
He's playing
12 is
D&D.
much better,
Yeah,
typically.
get out of here with your D&D bullshit.
It's 11 again. Changes nothing. Wow, very little. Nice.
Halaha rolled an 8. That
Again.
was a new one. Okay. And then
Um,
9. Rattles rolled a 9.
Come on, Velt.
I'm seeing if I have this observation skill.
If you haven't bought it, then you don't.
I don't think do not start with it.
I don't think so, sadly.
No. Okay. I would have
Incorrect.
to
No.
load up
Mm-mm.
again.
Nice. So she knows he took the mask, but not the scroll. Good.
Alright,
Neat.
that's a nice scroll.
It is a very
very
nice
nice.
scroll.
What else is in the? Oh,
And that is going in the trapped place that no one knows about.
There is going to be some good loot in here.
oh
so,
fuck yeah!
Gonna be some
So-
sick fucking loot.
Velt is going to take Godric's body and like carry it back.
Okay. That's it. And with that, I guess we can end it there. Because
Mhm.
That's not how I expected this to go.
Same.
That's
That's
all.
great.
It's much better than I expected it to
Woo!
go.
Easy.
frankly.